Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, they can't handle this. I get it. I get it. I get it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry. Let's go. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen.
Hollywood, where you be at? I remember when I used to drive a Fiat.
Now they looking for me like a Ray X. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. A little bit. Maybe I went too hard in the paint. Am I that mean out there, ladies and gentlemen? Is Big Zeus that mean out there? I mean, they just can't handle the Rizzler. They can't handle the Triple H. I get it. Y'all go somewhere where it's soft, all right? But we keep it hard over here. Thank you. All I'm doing, I'm not doing anything. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen. I got to get through the rest of my. Oh, you said that they're jealous. I agree. I totally agree. The next thing that I wanted to talk about. This is Enrique Tarrio. I just wanted to point this out and call this out. This is exactly. See, a lot of people, especially your Trump voters, you don't understand that there's stages. All right, there's levels to being a Trump supporter. And Enrique, he's way further down the path than the average Trump supporter. But what he's doing is he's giving a lot of you a heads up about things to come. All right. And so what's happening with Enrique, ladies and gentlemen? Former Proud Boy leader shares fund link after arrest warrant coming for him again. So a give, send, go was set up for former Proud Boys leader Enrique Tarrio after he was served an arrest warrant in a civil case. Enrique, the former chairman of the far-right group Proud Boys, shared that an arrest warrant had been issued against him in a civil case. He also shared a give, send, go link to a fund that would help him fight the legal matter. He wrote, quote, "Many of you know I hate fundraising." This is what he wrote. "I've always been self-funded. Our civil suit against the DOJ, my network community projects for J6ers, all on our own dime," he wrote on X. He added, quote, "I've never tweeted my own fundraiser. Only others where they're needed." W. Rick, all right, thank you so much. The 43-year-old continued, "Now they're coming after me again. An arrest warrant from the same law firm suing our president. The one that only targets conservatives. This woke me up." See, he said it woke him up. Now he's woke. Isn't that interesting? We can't stand idly by. So what this is, again, ladies and gentlemen, is another lesson for you Trump supporters. You play silly games, you get silly prizes. And Enrique is getting what I like to refer to as the ultimate MAGA reward. And I haven't said this in a while, but what's the ultimate MAGA reward? Jail, and if you don't get your soul right, hell. All right, MAGA? And that's guaranteed for each and every single one of you, all right? And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire. Yeah. Once again, we have another Trump supporter who's gotten the ultimate MAGA reward. You lied, and you must be fried. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and send them straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
W. Zeus. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going through my content, TikTok. Don't worry, TikTok. Don't bother me, TikTok. I'm just going through my content because they know I start to hurt feelings. I didn't know I was that good. I got some bad news. Any of you out there, any Latinos for Donald Trump? Any Latinos for Trump out there? I'm just double checking. I just wanted to double check. Any of you? Do I have any Latinos for Donald Trump? Where's my song at? I got to play that song. Every time I got some news like this, I got to play my song. Yeah, I know. You know what's the song? You all know what it is, but I'll play it again. Let's see if I can get that song. You know, the song that got them all into trouble with Donald Trump and the United States government. You know where they played that one song. Where's that? "We will vote for Donald Trump." Remember that song? Oh, there it is. This is right here. Listen to this. Remember this? Yeah, this is it right here. This.
God bless America. Raise your hand. God bless America. God bless America. You feel proud to be American.
You gotta admit this is good.
Raise your hand. God bless America.
Hey,
I will vote
put your hips into
for
it.
Donald Trump.
Hey, put your hips into it.
I will vote.
Raise your hand, come on!
For Donald Trump.
Get that azúcar, azúcar.
Cintura, cintura.
Yeah, whatever.
I will vote for Donald Trump.
Latinos for Trump. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Okay, y'all gonna make me. Okay, now, seriously, y'all, calm down. Let's get to the news. Latinas for Trump co-founder warns immigration will cost the GOP in the midterm. State Senator Illian Garcia, who is a Cuban American, said the fatal pew-pewing of Alex Preddy by Border Patrol agents in Minneapolis was abhorrent. The Trump administration's crackdown over the last year has gone from uncomfortable to untenable for Illian Garcia, a Republican state senator in Florida. You could go read this story in the New York Times because, you know, they always like to say Zeus is making stuff up. Okay? DJ, if I'm making it up, DJ, you tell me where the lie is. A transportation secretary administration officer at the Tallahassee airport overheard her speaking Spanish. Okay, I don't know what she was saying, you know. Tengo los gatos en los pantalones. You know, she was on the phone probably saying that, right? And they heard her over speaking Spanish and asked where Miss Garcia, who was born in Miami, whether or not she was an American citizen. Yeah. So she's in the airport speaking Spanish. Excuse me, ma'am. Show us your identification. She probably had an outer body experience. Yeah. She's born in Miami, an American. She was worried. This is when she was worried for the first time that ICE agents. She's now worried for the first time ICE agents might actually stop her son, a young adult, because he looks Hispanic. Oh, wow! If they're doing this to me, wow, this could probably happen to my kids. This is why they like to report me on TikTok. Because we've all been saying this. See, she thought her proximity to whiteness meant she was exempt. But you can't be in the airport speaking Spanish. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Where do you think you're at? This isn't Mexico. Constituents have asked her for help finding immigrant relatives who have been arrested by ICE. Miss Garcia, 56, has had enough. Now she's tapped out. The submission move that now she's going, I've had enough. Okay. The Republican Party is in trouble, she said in an interview, predicting that it will lose this year's midterm elections if the White House does not soon reconsider its harsh immigration enforcement tactics. She goes, quote, "We should not be afraid to speak up as a party to course correct," she said. That was before Saturday when Border Patrol agents unalived Alex Preddy, a 37-year-old ICU nurse who was protesting in Minneapolis, and federal agent officials sought to portray him as a domestic T. Miss Garcia said she was dumbfounded. I'll be honest, I don't want to do it, ladies and gentlemen, but I might have to. How many of you think she deserves to go to the Lake of Fire on this show? How many of you think she deserves to go to the Lake of Fire? Let's just it's a democracy here. Hell, you, thank you. Yeah. See, I'm going to send you to hell because you're dumbfounded a year after Donald Trump has been in the White House. You should have been dumbfounded after his first term. But your hatred towards Joe Biden and your selfishness. You just wanted to get into Congress, and you did anything you could to do it, even lied, and put your own family at risk with those lies. Imagine being her son. Children, we love our marriage, we love our parents, we love our mom especially. But I couldn't imagine knowing that my mom did something like this, right? Put me in a situation where I might just be randomly beat up and detained, maybe even eliminated by ICE. I couldn't imagine that happening. I would really have some questions. Mom, why'd you do it? Oh, never mind.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
That's what it is. It always boils down to that with MAGA. You literally live up to what Donald Trump says about you every single day. Shame on you, man. Shame on you. Don't go running for help now. This is only the first quarter, MAGA. Did you understand? There's 4 quarters Donald Trump has to play in order to get through this term. And y'all are already tapping out after the first quarter. You're weak. You're weak. Fun's just getting started, right? So in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire. All right? It's so easy to do. I don't got any love in my heart. Not for folks who are just out here willingly committing evil acts, war crimes. No. What do they deserve? They deserve to go straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA David.
W. Zeus. I mean, I don't even sometimes want to go live and talk about this stuff, but I have to remind people all the time how we got here. How did we get here, ladies and gentlemen? And that's what they don't understand. How did we get here? And again, I saw somebody put it in the comment section. I saw somebody put it in the comment section, right? You know what that means? We got to have that conversation, ladies and gentlemen. We got to have that conversation. What is that? What is that conversation? What about Biden? Right? We got to have that conversation. Yeah, sing it with me.
What about Biden?
Sing it, Mac.
Yeah. What about Biden? Oh, what about Biden? Stole the whole election.
Remember he stole the election?
Read the votes, did a night.
Yeah, that ain't right. What about Biden?
Borders wide.
Remember he opened the borders?
Millions crossing, drugs born. Where we begin? What about Biden? Gas prices sky.
Gas prices. Remember that?
Economy dying, can't feed your child. What about Biden? Afghanistan.
Remember Afghanistan? 13 soldiers gone. Joe acting blind. What about Biden? We already know it. That's why when people get on my show and they start, the moment you bring up Joe Biden, I'm going to stop you and I'm just going to play the song because I would rather hear that song. All right, because it's so emotional. I cry when I hear that song. I'd rather hear that song than to get up here and sit up here and let you try to take us down memory lane like we all weren't really paying attention. Because when you want to bring up Joe Biden, maybe you remember when Biden said this.
The people of this nation have spoken.
Yeah.
4 years ago,
Listen to this.
what Joe did was defeat Donald Trump.
He did.
Now, with Trump attempting to return to the White House, Biden is sounding the alarm. In a way, sitting presidents rarely, if ever, do.
Go ahead, Biden. Tell
The
us.
stakes are that high to you. I give you my word. I think they're that high. Mark my words. If he wins this this election, watch what happens. It's a danger. He's a genuine danger to American security. Look, we're at an inflection point in world history. We really are. The decisions we make in the last 3-4 years and the next 3 or 4 years are going to determine what the next 6 decades look like. And democracy is the key. And that's why I went down and made that speech at Johnson Center about the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is so out of whack. So out of whack. And so I propose that we limit the terms to 18 years.
Thank you.
So anyway, there's little regard by the MAGA Republicans
Right here.
for the political institutions. That's what holds this country together. That's what democracy is about. That's who we are as a nation.
MAGA has no regards for our political institution, and Donald Trump is a genuine threat to our democracy. Joe Biden accurately called this. So when y'all get up here and y'all start tapping out after the first quarter, you just look like a big joke, a big group of losers, a big group of babies, and none of us are falling for the MAGA tears. None of us are falling for the so-called crocodile tears. You made your bed and you lay in it. And so what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen, what did you say? Hold on. I need to whisper because hold on, Challenger. I need to whisper because I know what I'm saying is BS. You have a problem, Challenger? I haven't heard from you in a while, but you have a problem with the truth? You know what they say? The truth will set you free. But the thing is, MAGA doesn't care about truth. You ever notice that nobody competent works for Donald Trump? Have you ever noticed that? How come there's not a competent person in the Trump administration? I would love to know. Seriously, who's the smartest person in the Trump administration? Please don't tell me it's Donald Trump. They don't have any answers for Americans, do they? They have because smart people, they see this guy. He has record high turnover. He has no clue. He prioritizes loyalty over competency, right? He wants you. So you don't have anyone there that's competent. And they're all just dangerous. They're just dangerous people. This is the most incompetent administration, and I say that sparingly. And ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the Lake of Fire once again. Join me in sitting in this incompetent administration that's destroying America day in and day out. Join me in sending it straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
I just want to also talk about, this moment right here in American history. Because, see, we're getting somewhere, ladies and gentlemen, in American history. And it's a place I never thought we would get. But Tom Tillis, he's going after some folks that are in the Trump administration. And this is where I go, now what, right? Because when you have Republicans actively calling out people in the Trump administration, that destroys this narrative that, it's the Democrats. It's the Democrats. Just like the prosecutions on January 6th. Who were the witnesses? Mainly Republicans. So when it's Republican on Republican, you can't blame the Democrats. And MAGA, again, listen, all right, because now what?
Move on before this has been adjudicated.
Mm-hmm.
Senator, do you have confidence in Secretary Nelson?
None at all.
No confidence.
I've tried to maintain confidence, but look, and we'll be sharing this information. We've done a Trump 1, Trump 2 comparison of disaster relief. There's no comparison whatsoever. Trump 1 was right on with disaster recovery. You think about Matthew and Florence. And this one, she's not even handling the other part of her job. I mean, at one point she thought FEMA should be eliminated. To give you an idea of how incompetent I think she is, she actually thought FEMA should be eliminated. And when she had a FEMA director who said he didn't think that was a good idea, she fired him within 24 hours. Now she understands that is an important part of her job. These are like amateurish assistant manager sort of thought processes going into somebody who's a secretary in a cabinet level position. It's unacceptable.
Does she need to step down? Does she need to?
Stephen Miller is in the same boat. This guy, after doing the stupid comments he made about Greenland getting the president in a difficult circumstance, is one of the people that came out publicly and said that this guy was a terrorist before he had even talked with anybody on the ground. And that's clearly not the case now. So, I mean, it's just, Stephen Miller never fails to live up to my expectations of incompetence.
Why should Secretary Nelson be fired?
I'm going to leave that up to the president. I can tell you, if I were president, neither one of them would be in Washington right now.
But do you think Noam should step down?
I think Noam needs to decide what. I think if Noam looks at her body of work, I could not be. If I were in her position, I can't think of any point of pride over the last year. She's got to make her own decision, or the president does. But she has taken this administration into the ground on an issue that we should own. We should own the issue of border security and immigration, but they have destroyed that for Republicans. Something that got the president elected, they have destroyed it through their incompetence.
Does anybody disagree with Tillis? Does anyone disagree with him? MAGA? See, this is checkmate. This is checkmate for MAGA. Remember, you voted for Donald Trump because you didn't want to vote for a Democrat. now you got a Republican telling you what Democrats have been telling you. Any questions, MAGA? You see how you zip these demons up? You see how they don't give you any answers? That's why I say to anyone, if you're supporting a Trump supporter now, you should stop supporting them, because when the questions get difficult, they freeze up, they have no answers. And what about Biden? Is it working? So what I'll do is this, since they don't give us any answers, ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire once again. This is for all you Trump voters that can't be honest with Americans right now, because we all see you for what you are, a bunch of liars and a bunch of crooks and a bunch of weaklings. May God not have mercy on your dark, desolate souls.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Yeah, you know, and I could get into so much trouble for doing my shows, but somebody has to do this show and call out the hypocrisy of the current administration. The last thing that I'll do is try to go over some of the things Donald Trump said, and arguably, I would say, a pretty bizarre Fox interview yesterday with William Kane. Let me go to my notes, okay? You know, obviously, Donald Trump has no real interest in being the president of the United States, all right? And yesterday he confirmed it, all right? So the interview, I mean, I would argue, if you don't get a chance to watch, just watch the first 5 minutes. It's truly his mind sputtering. You ever heard a car engine sputter? And it's just, you know, it's still making distance, right? But it's the ugliest way a car can make distance happen, right? We're talking about combustion engines, so to speak. He says he likes rallies. He was asking him, do you like doing rallies or do you like making deals? And this is the guy that bragged about doing those 90-day trade deals and things like that, right? Yeah, he does look super exhausted. And again, it's hard to keep up with the lies, right? But listen to him say he prefers the rallies rather than, making deals.
Back with the people. What do you like better? Do you like this, standing on the stage at a rally, or do you like making a deal, maybe for Greenland?
I think I like maybe the rallies better. Deals are fun, but we're making a lot of good deals. We've made record-setting deals. We have $18 trillion coming into the country. That's why they're building auto plants, AI. They're building everything, with thousands of businesses are being built all over.
So he likes making deals. He doesn't like doing his job as president. This is elder abuse, MAGA. Did you know that? Y'all forcing this old, decrepit, barely can stay awake, soiling his diaper, and he has 2 catheters, I heard, one for number 1 and one for number 2. Y'all really putting this man through all of this? This is sick stuff. Another part where he goes, they're talking to him about the midterms. This is the funny part. And he seems to really not be able to understand why he's going to lose the midterms. And he uses a word. He says he thinks there's a guard fence. That he thinks there's a guard fence up there that's stopping him from winning the midterms. And I say that's pretty unusual. I never heard of that.
I think it's been only twice since 1938 that the sitting president, the president in power, has won the midterms. Are you concerned?
Well, nobody can explain why. Even when we've had an amazing year, there's been a record-setting year in every way, and nobody can explain. Even presidents, whether it's Republican or Democrat, when they win, it doesn't make any difference. They seem to lose the midterm. So that's the only thing I worry about. I said, why? There's some psychological factor out there.
What do you think that is?
But I think it's like 2 in more than 50 years. Well, I don't know. Maybe they want to put up a guard fence. Maybe
they want to put up a guard fence. What's he talking about? Does anyone know what a guard fence is? No, seriously. I mean, can I get an answer? Any of you Trump voters? What is a guard fence? Yeah, his mind is done. I honestly don't know. He talks about Minnesota's crime numbers, ladies and gentlemen. And he says they're way down.
No, it doesn't make sense. Even if a president did well, they seem to lose the midterms. But hopefully we're going to change that around. We're doing great. We have the best polling numbers we've ever had. We have the best numbers in the country, lowest crime numbers in the history of our country. You know, Minnesota's in the news a lot, but what they don't say is that Minnesota has low numbers because of the fact that we took thousands of hardened criminals out of Minnesota. So they had good.
How does he say that when the police chief, out there in Minneapolis has said they confiscated over 900 pew-pews. Not one person was unalived. But his ICE agents, his Border Patrol agents go there and the numbers 200-300% increase in terms of encounters and law enforcement encounters resulting in person being unalived or pew-pewed. So it's actually the opposite. It's actually the opposite. There have been more violent encounters with ICE agents just since this operation has began with ICE than any other time in American history. So Donald Trump is lying, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, and then he goes to one point and he says he's going to de-escalate a little bit.
Crime numbers, believe it or not. And that's all working out. We have Tom Homan there now. We put him in there. He's great. And they met with the governor, the mayor, everybody else, and we're going to de-escalate a little bit. But I will tell you, you look at the numbers, they're doing better than they've done in many years because we took thousands of criminals out of Minnesota. You look at...
How is he taking thousands of criminals out of Minnesota, but then complaining that they're not able to do it? That's what his complaint is with Governor Walz, right? Oh, we can't. They're not helping it. Well, it doesn't seem like that's true. Either you're lying or they're lying, and we all know it's Donald Trump that's lying. The next thing that he says is, he said guard fence, but then he talks about guardrails, ladies and gentlemen, and he says he does not want any guardrails.
Washington, D.C., it was a very dangerous place a year and a half ago. Now it's as safe as you can get. You can walk your family down the middle of the street. Nothing's going to happen.
Okay.
We got rid of over 2,000 hardened criminals, many of them let in through the open border policy of Sleepy Joe Biden.
You see that, Sam? I could play the song, but I got to get through it. But I would play the song right there. He just brought up Joe Biden.
That was not a good policy, Will.
I want to come back to Minnesota in just one moment, but let's go to those guardrails. I'd imagine you do not feel like you need guardrails in this moment. You talk about the investment.
No, I don't need guardrails. I don't want guardrails. Guardrails would hurt us because, we're free enterprise people. The people in this room, the people of Iowa.
He said he doesn't want guardrails. Now, why I brought that up is, if you don't remember it, I'll play it for you. Remember when Kamala told us about Donald Trump not having guardrails? Remember what she said?
In many ways, Donald Trump is an unserious man. But the consequences of putting Donald Trump back in the White House are extremely serious. Consider not only the chaos and calamity when he was in office, but also the gravity of what has happened since he lost the last election.
Yep. Go ahead, Kamala.
Donald Trump tried to throw away your votes.
Sure did.
When he failed, he sent an armed mob to the United States Capitol where they assaulted law enforcement officers.
That part.
When politicians in his own party begged him to call off the mob and send help, he did the opposite. He fanned the flames. And now, for an entirely different set of crimes, he was found guilty of fraud by a jury of everyday Americans and separately found liable for committing sexual abuse. And consider what he intends to do if we give him power again. Consider his explicit intent to set free violent extremists who assaulted those law enforcement officers at the Capitol. His explicit intent to jail journalists, political opponents, and anyone he sees as the enemy. His explicit intent to deploy our active duty military against our own citizens. Consider the power he will have, especially after the United States Supreme Court just ruled that he would be immune from criminal prosecution. Just imagine Donald Trump with no guardrails.
Kamala accurately called it out in every single thing that she called him out doing. We see it happening. We have a nation in chaos. Alter ego, you asked me how did it work out? Look at the country. It's a mess. How many of you think the country is a mess right now? How many of you actually, seriously, how many of you think the country is a mess? I do. Me? Yeah, me is a good answer. Yeah. So that's how it worked out. Alter ego. And anybody else. The country is a mess right now. And MAGA is making it the laughing stock of the universe. It really does bother me. It really does. Let's go on to the next part of this interview where Donald Trump once again starts talking about what we all know is coming, his impeachment.
Very easily and quickly. But they impeach. They're very nasty people. You know, they have bad policy, really bad, but they do two things. They stick together. Not stupid. Some are, because, you know, that's true with everything, right? But they stick together, but they have really bad policy. Men and women's sports, transgender for everybody. So many things are so bad. They're horrible to the farmers. And by the way, I just gave the farmers $12 billion because they were treated unfairly. We're taking in a fortune with tariffs. And I wrote them a little check about 2 weeks ago for...
He wrote the farmers a check. How did he get the... Listen to where he said he gets the money from.
$12 billion. Anybody in this room get any of it yet? Yes, yeah. A lot of people. It's a lot of money. And you know what? You deserved it. But we're taking in so much money from the tariffs that we can do that.
I want to talk about the point of view from some of these farmers, some of these people in this room a little bit later, but now I want to take you up on your invitation to talk about Minnesota.
Before we get into that, he's lying and saying that the tariff money that he's supposedly taken in is going to the farmers. If that's true, then explain how they got the money last time he was in the White House. You know, because he's bailed the farmers out before. Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump is taking our money, our taxpayers' money, and give it, because we pay the tariffs. But MAGA doesn't want you to know that. And I've spoken to real farmers. Real farmers, they say, we want, what do they say? We want trade. We don't want aid. That's what real farmers say. So if there's any farmer out here, because they say the money that he's giving them isn't really even enough, right? Is there any farmer out there right now? I got a show right now. There's 1.5K people in here. Are there any farmers out here on my show today that want to come up here and tell us that they actually prefer the aid over the trade? I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. But see, you see, every time I throw it out there and I ask MAGA to come up here and give us an answer, they will never do it because they're suffering right now. These folks are suffering right now. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, thank you. So what I want to do is jump ahead to the Minnesota situation. And the thing that bothers me about this, on top of the fact that it was just, to me, as far as I am concerned, a criminal act committed by the federal government that should be prosecuted. Besides that, it's the fact that now MAGA, they're saying that he shouldn't have been there. How many of you Trump voters think that Alex shouldn't have been there with the pew-pew? How many of you believe that? How many of you believe Alex should not have been there with the pew-pew?
Listen, the entire country is talking about what happened this past weekend in Minnesota. You've already spoken about it. Everyone watching has seen the video. Everyone has an opinion. Mm-hmm. I'm curious what you thought when you first saw that video.
Well, I think the whole thing is terrible. I don't like the fact that he was carrying a gun that was fully loaded and he had 2 magazines with him, and it's pretty unusual. But nobody knows when they saw the gun, how they saw the gun, everything else. Bottom line, it was terrible. Both of them were terrible.
He doesn't like that he had the pew-pew. And I'm going to bring it up. But you couldn't say that on January 6th. Yeah, he was exercising his Second Amendment right. You're right, Ange. Yeah. He wasn't using it at all. The man was on his knees. He was in the most vulnerable state a human being could be in. The most vulnerable state. And he wasn't breaking any laws. And yet, Donald Trump will get on national television after he told us in August of last year that he was a Second Amendment type of guy. Nobody more Second Amendment than him. Because he said, you don't know if you could be, attacked by a very vicious person and you might need to be armed, right? So what changed? What changed? Yeah. When he speaks of this, he's only speaking of his supporters possibly being able to carry, but the rest of us, we can't. We can't because according to the Trump administration, Democrats are domestic teas. And I keep telling you, Trump supporters, the same thing that makes you laugh, it will make you cry. Because trust me, believe it or not, there will be another president, and it might just be a Democrat. And you know what? If that president, this is where I'm at right now, I'll be honest with you. If that president was to make the claim that he needs to go after MAGA, let's just go there. Let's just say it goes to the point where we get a radical leftist Democrat president because the backlash to Trump is what it is. And they decide we're going to go after MAGA and prosecute each and every single one of them. Under normal circumstances, I would be like, no, that's not right. That's not right. You just can't prosecute people. But given the path that we're on right now with MAGA, because they refuse to follow the Constitution unless we force them to, right? And then all of a sudden it becomes a crisis. I'm at the point now where I'm like, you know what? You might actually be able to convince me that they are the domestic teas. Because right is right, wrong is wrong. All right, we did not fight a revolutionary war to surrender the country to Donald Trump and MAGA. You think that's what George Washington and the list goes all the way down to Joe Biden? You think that's what all the administrations leading up to today, you think they all decided to wage war after war after war just so that Donald Trump could be the one? And MAGA? Y'all gotta give me a better, if we're gonna do the whole dictatorship, you gotta give me somebody better than Donald Trump. You can't give me the dirtiest of the dirty and think that I'm going to sit back idly by and say, you know what? This is the best thing since button-up shoes. This is the best thing since sliced bread. Terrence, I'm starting to think you might have been born last night, bro. Denali, I'm starting to think you might have been born last night, now that I think about it. Because there is nothing else that can explain the sheer level of blind loyalty and incompetence, ladies and gentlemen. The last thing that I'm going to get on Donald Trump about, ladies and gentlemen, is he lied yesterday about gas prices. And this is right before he went onto the stage and indoctrinated his cult members. He lied about the gas prices in Iowa, and I just want to get this on the record, and then I'll be ready to take questions.
All over the world, they're letting people in from their prisons, and they're feeding them into the United States. And they're murderers, and they're drug dealers, and they're everything else you can think of. Every bad name you can think of. And they let them in by the millions. We closed the border. You know, we have nobody coming into our country
That's
anymore.
a lie.
Literally,
It just shows how hard it is to clean up, even after you close it. It shows the price that we paid under Joe Biden.
it's the hardest thing when you think of it. You know, inflation we've solved. It's done. We have it good where prices are coming way down. They were just saying in Iowa, the fuel is $1.95. Did you hear that? Somebody said $1.85, but it was $3.50, $4.50 just a year and a half ago.
So Donald Trump is claiming that now gas prices in Iowa are $1.95 and in some places $1.85. And he has solved inflation. First of all, we all know that Iowa is that even a state? No offense. No offense to anybody that's decent in Iowa, but is Iowa really a state, number one? Number two, why would the gas prices be down? You could go look into it. They got a winter blend, which is cheaper, and who's going anywhere right now in the middle of winter in Iowa? Seriously, Donald. You make up some of the... And I say this because you can go look it up. It's not $1.95, and it sure as hell isn't $1.85. But I know MAGA, they will act like that's something to brag about all over TikTok. $1.85 in Iowa, $1.85 in Iowa. Show us what it is where you're at, MAGA. You're not in Iowa? Oh, okay. Then zip it. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I don't got time to go over it. We all know Donald Trump's a notorious liar, but I wanted to do this today and say this. The reason this country is in the situation that it is in right now is because Donald Trump is an incompetent, corrupt leader. And people who are qualified and actually are thinking about their careers, and they want to be successful year after year, for instance, they understand the dangers of working for this administration. If you work for Donald Trump, chances are sooner or later you're going to get cooked by Donald Trump, or at the end of the day, you might end up being prosecuted. So he's not hiring people who are actually competent. He's hiring people who are loyal and incompetent, which is very, very dangerous as far as I am concerned. You see what's happening to Greg Bovino, MAGA? That's going to happen to every single one of them, including Donald Trump. And the reason that it's going to happen is because you all voted for it, right? So you get what you vote for. Ladies and gentlemen, join me once again in warming up the lake of fire. All right, I'm going to do this. Let me warm it up and cook these demons one last time. I just did your homework for you, and you're still ungrateful. You're going to sit here and try to say it's the Democrats that are the problem. Blah, blah, blah. It's not us. Your man controls all three branches of government and the media, even now TikTok, because I can't even say what I really want to say. Why is he still losing? Oh, I know why, because he's a loser. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending him straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
So now I get to go ahead and interact with those who are brave enough to get up here and tell the truth. Hopefully we'll get some honest conversations, dialogue with people who can be honest, especially with the folks who are on the right. And I must let everyone know, I'm more on the fair side. I have to be as the host because I tend to catch all the heat on this platform for some strange reason. The way I stimulate and activate the algorithm, it makes a lot of the Trump supporters cry. And so with that being said, actually, let me go ahead and give MAGA a heads up. If you don't like hearing the truth, leave right now.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Thank you, lady boss. All right, Denali, let's reset. Are you back to have a serious conversation, or are you there just to try to do all that rambling? Because a lot of people say I shouldn't bring you up, and
that's fine.
And we don't want to do that. So what is it that you wanted to come back up here and say this morning?
Well, I got to say, I always thought you were a fair, reasonable Democrat.
And handsome. You should add.
Well, I'm a man. I'm not into men.
You worship Donald Trump though, so let's not act like you got standards.
Anyway, listen. I was very disappointed yesterday that all three of my accounts were blocked and muted for comments, where I was not able to comment after you threw me off the panel, after you couldn't define a sanctuary city. I went on two other accounts, and I was my comments were muted, and I was just like, well, I thought Zeus was into freedom of speech.
Okay.
I didn't say anything negative. You know what I'm saying? We just disagree.
Okay, fair enough.
I was shocked.
Okay, so what brings you back today, though? I'm just curious.
Well, I listened to it and I said, well, why didn't Zeus know? First of all, do you usually block comments?
I don't do that. I have the best mods, though. So
not so much if they block me. Because I didn't say anything negative against you. I was just saying what happened in our interaction. And then on three separate accounts.
Okay, great. Well, could you go ahead and open up a ticket and then submit it to my customer support
you're
team?
the guy.
No. You submit a ticket to the customer support team, and what we'll do is we'll review what you sent, and then if there's an issue, we'll get back to you. All right? Now, can we move on with the conversation?
All right, let's go.
All right. Now, no lies today.
Did you get the definition of a sanctuary city?
I can pull it up, but what is your issue? I think
my issue is that you didn't know what that was.
No, I know what it is.
You said I lied, and I didn't.
Okay, fair enough. What do you got today? Because I don't want to argue about it. I was
no,
really
I just felt like I thought you were a fair guy, and you said that I lied, and I didn't lie.
Okay, gosh. Okay, let me ask you a
Go
question.
ahead.
Have you at least reconsidered your position on what we were sharing and what I was talking about? The main thing that I was trying to get you to come to grips with is the fact that nobody in America wants to see anybody eliminated at the hands of the federal government on the streets of America, no matter what your justification is, right?
I agree. I have no justification for what happened to Alex Purdy.
And
None.
all of the people. And you
I mean Renee Good, a little dicey, but Alex Purdy, he definitely had the right to bring his Second Amendment to the protest. It's a shall state where he can have concealed carry in that state. And it doesn't say you can't go to a protest.
So what are you going to do since you disagree with the way he was treated? Since I don't like the fact that you don't think there was an issue with Renee. I'm sorry, with Renee. Right? I don't like that fact because when you sit back and you think about it, that's still an American citizen that was eliminated on the streets of America. But Keith Porter, there's nobody that, in my opinion, if you're a true person, a true American, thinks that is acceptable. I get that you're upset with Joe Biden. Like I get that. I get you don't like.
I'm not upset with Joe Biden.
I get that. I get that there are some Democrat policies that aren't popular with you. I get that, but there's levels to this. You just can't go around unaliving people and then think people are going to accept
said, number one, I know the Keith Porter family, so I don't really talk about that because the person, his cousin's a good friend of mine, so I don't talk about that.
But why not?
No, because out of respect for my friend, he's asked me not. He didn't ask me, but we made a decision not to talk about it.
Why? But why not increase the awareness and help make sure something like this doesn't happen again?
I'm respecting the family. I'm respecting the family.
Okay. I have no way of validating that, so I'll just.
That's why it doesn't matter what you think.
Okay, actually, it does. So what else do you got? What else do you got?
Anyway, listen, Alex Purdy. That was definitely. I think there should be an open investigation, transparent between the state and the federal FBI should take it over to find out exactly what happened. Because no one's gonna trust the DHS investigation. That you can't investigate yourself. Bring the FBI in. Have the state police of Minnesota do it, or whatever I guess if they have an MBI, I don't know what they have in Minnesota, and do a joint investigation, find out exactly what happened. I know people are talking about.
But let me ask this question because I agree with that. What does it say to you that the Trump administration would just lie like that?
Well, listen, I think that Kristi Noem probably should be fired because she just completely lied. I don't think that Alex Purdy was any kind of domestic tea. By any stretch, he had a right to bring his firearm to a protest. He didn't brandish it. They took it off of him. I'm not sure how 5 people on one person can't control him. Next thing you know, there's 11 bullets into him, and that's just not the right by any stretch.
Let me go ahead and say it to you. What we're saying is, what I'm trying to get at is this. This is a pattern. This is a pattern the Trump administration has been doing. And is it enough to make you stop supporting him, right?
Because when you say pattern,
so he lies about everything.
Oh, you're talking about the lying aspect.
Yeah, right. Because once again, the Democrats were right in this particular situation. We were right from the very beginning. And one thing we've all known since Donald Trump has been basically sworn back in again is no matter what happens, he will lie about it to us. And the country is right now on its knees. And part of the problem, Denali, is the fact that folks like yourself, you keep getting out here and playing hot potato with the truth.
I'm not. I'm always straightforward.
And not just calling it out for what it is.
I'm always straightforward. I tell you what I think.
How would you rate his presidency?
But I tell you.
How would you rate his presidency thus far then?
I give him a B minus.
What has he done that's good? See, this is what I'm saying.
Oh, listen, again, I want undocumented immigrants and illegal aliens out of the country. I think the commitment of investment to America is to the tune of $1.5 trillion last year. I think that's good. Trying to prioritize U.S. manufacturing. Many big companies are trying to prioritize that. Now, is it all going to come back? Absolutely not. But every little bit helps. 100%. I mean, I'm sure you would agree with that, Zeus.
No, actually,
you don't agree with that?
No, let me tell you why.
You don't think jobs coming here is good for America?
Did you hear the latest news with Amazon?
What did Amazon do now?
Amazon is laying off 16,000 employees, marking the online retailer's second round of massive layoffs. You can go look this up. This just came out.
Is that what the only time that private sector laid off people is during Trump? Is that the only time that private sector lays off?
So Trump yesterday at his rally, and I don't know if you've listened to it, but go listen to it. He said he has the best job numbers after he said he fired a bunch of federal employees, right? Then he said, and people love him because those federal employees that he fired, they went and got jobs in the private sector where they make a bunch of money. And his supporters did like this. They did like this when he said that. I'm gonna go ahead.
I mean, Zeus,
and then you hear stories where these private companies like Amazon are actually laying off thousands and thousands and thousands of people. We're not getting accurate information when it comes to the job and the economy. And so
why not?
Because he's ruining it. That's the simplest way. That's the simplest way I can put it. He's ruining
you said
the economy
with
the tariffs.
Numbers as if the books are cooked or something. Are you saying
They
the books
are.
are cooked?
Yeah.
Where's the evidence of that?
Well, are you going to believe Donald Trump or are you going to believe your wallet?
Do you believe the LBS?
No.
You don't believe? No.
The BLS? No. I don't believe the BLS because he wants people that are going to give him numbers that make him look good. What I believe is the American people. And when I talk to people, I know a lot of folks, especially Republicans, all right? They voted for him because they thought he was going to be better for the economy. And they're saying, uh-oh, my small business is now on the verge, or even in some cases, I got to file for bankruptcy. We all know the tariff situation and who pays the taxes. And he's lying every day saying China is paying it. No, we are. So, no, I don't buy
Are you talking about the tariffs?
Yeah. Then it's not just that. Even the CDC, we got record measles cases. Have you heard about these outbreaks?
Yeah, I did hear about that in Texas. And some other parts.
And he's going around telling people to not take telling women not to take Tylenol, but then we find out he's popping aspirin. You get what I'm saying? So I have zero confidence in Donald Trump's ability to tell the truth, plus the fact that we know in his first administration he lied over 30,000 times. So when you have all of that, my question to you, brother, is why would you believe him?
Well,
when you know a person's a liar.
Listen, Zeus, does Donald Trump embellish? Does he make up things sometimes? Absolutely, he does. I can't deny that. I can't deny.
But then you didn't answer my question.
What's your question? Because someone lies? How many times do you have to be a liar to be a liar? How many times do you have to lie to be a liar? Once? No, I'm asking you. How many times do you have to be a liar to lie? Is it once? Do you agree with me that one time? Do you agree with me one time, Zeus? He lies. He never answers the question. Zeus,
See, this is why I had to move on yesterday because I got your back up against the wall. And I asked you.
What? I asked a simple question.
And I asked you.
I asked a clarifying question.
Yeah.
Do you not believe in clarifying questions? So you can answer a question the way, no, you don't believe in clarifying questions?
Not in this particular instance.
Okay,
no, sir.
I don't know what to tell you.
So a no answer to me that...
A clarifying question is to clarify the question.
Well, what do you consider a liar? Let me flip
I think if you lie one time, you're probably a liar.
Okay, but what if you lie over 30,000?
Well, listen, if I said one, then you know what I say about 30,000.
What? I don't know.
What? If you're a liar, you're a liar. What do you mean? You lie, you lie.
So you would treat somebody who lied to you one time as someone who treated someone that lied to you?
It would depend. I guess it would depend on the lie, but I expect politicians.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you. Okay. I can't listen. There gets to a place in the conversation with people, and ladies and gentlemen, this is the place where Zeus is.
I came back up today to ask
I've checked out.
You know what a sanctuary city is?
Oh, that's it.
Yep, that was my answer.
Let me ask you this: do you know what a sanctuary hell is? Do you know what a sanctuary hell is?
Well, give me plenty of water, Zeus.
Okay.
Plenty of water.
Fair
Send
enough.
me with plenty of water.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's a sanctuary demon going to a sanctuary spot in hell. Where the demons tell Jesus, just send us into the herd of the pigs. Don't do what you could do to us. And he did that to him, right? And that's what he just did right there. Don't do it to me, Zeus. Give me a glass of water before you send me there. I'm not giving you a glass of water. You're not worthy, dog. Oh, somebody wrote Democrats can't tell the truth. Homer, come on up here, Homer. I promise you, we'll give you as much truth as you can handle. Homer, I just told the truth. The part of that conversation that really, I asked him, how could you support somebody that lies over 30,000 times to you? And his answer, which was a no answer, how many lies does it take before you're considered a liar? How many licks does it take to get to the middle of a Tootsie Pop? Right? I mean, we can play this game. How many electrons are in uranium? Right? We can play these games, so to speak, but you're not answering the question, and that's the problem. That's the problem with MAGA. You don't answer questions when we got you dead to rights. All right, move on. Let's see who we got next, ladies and gentlemen. I hate when I have to do this. I do really, really hate when I have to do this, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I really do. I really do. Okay, moving along, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Who do I have? Sunrise. Good morning.
Good morning, Zeus. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing a lot better now that you're here. All right, nice to check in with you. W's in the chat for Sunrise. Yes. How can we help you this morning?
The last gentleman that you had on, it I'm really struggling with individuals who are so pro-life yet have no, when it comes to these circumstances that we've just recently have had, show no value for human life. And these are supposed to be people that are pro-life, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
They claim
know,
that.
and it's my opinion that, when people flip-flop like it's really dawning on me that this is a mental thing.
Yeah.
These are these are people, in my opinion, that are not mentally well.
Wow.
To the point that I've had some of our dearest friends over on the other side become upset with me because, in my opinion, they are not mentally well.
I agree. I
There's
100% agree.
there's one that goes by the name of a city. You can do what you wish with that.
I don't know. Do I know them?
I'll just call her City Girl.
Oh,
But
wow.
but she goes by the name of a city. I'll say that.
Oh. Okay.
She's
City girl.
current. You like that? You see what I did?
Yeah. The
You
chat.
see what
The
I
chat
you
did
see
it.
what I
Thank you,
you
chat.
see you see what
Yeah.
I did with that?
Yeah.
She's currently in my DMs talking to herself because I'm not replying back to her.
Okay, you put her on ghost. Okay, good.
Because, in my opinion, people who flip-flop like this, who are so pro-life and seem to have value for babies and human life, don't have value for the people that we have lost. And, they were so pro 2A, right?
Yep.
Which is to be able to fight against a tyrannical government, which we're currently experiencing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he shouldn't have had a pew pew. The double dutching of this thing. In my opinion, which I'm entitled to, and it's city girl defamation is where her messages have been to me. And that she has consulted with her attorneys, which she has said.
Get out of here. She ain't really doing that. She ain't doing that.
And that she will stalk me on every platform that I go on and record and send my statements to her attorney.
She ain't got enough money. She does not have enough money, and she doesn't want to deal with discovery. I promise none of these Trump voters want to deal with discovery, because guess what we're going to end up doing? We're going to get to those Epstein files too, because she might be sitting on those Epstein files. Now that I think about it, the more you say what you say, please continue.
But Zeus, let me ask you this. if you and I were married, let's just say,
Right.
and we had a beautiful marriage and we were disagreeing politically,
Hmm.
and you sat me down and said, I don't recognize you anymore.
Right.
Who have you become?
Mm.
You are not the loving person that I met.
Oh my.
You're not being sympathetic or empathetic to
True.
people.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah.
The woman that I am, if I committed my life to you and you're the person that I love the most,
Right.
and you're coming to me like
Mm-hmm.
that,
Yeah.
so much so that I say, you know what, honey, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And I then change my political views and
Good
say,
God.
you know what, my husband talked to me. You know, he's the person that I love most out of this entire world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he wants what's best for me.
True.
He makes me a better person.
True.
But then maybe I get into things or, I need friends online and now I flip-flop over
Oh.
because the other people at the lunch table weren't nice to
Oh.
me.
Okay. So I get what this is turning into. So you care more about your friends than you do about your own home. Is that what you're getting at?
You said it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then you know what we're gonna have to do is I would definitely say one of us is gonna have to go because I can't dance with the devil. I can't do it. And I'll
You
tap
know,
out. I don't like to lose, but I ain't dancing with the devil. I could go be bad all by myself, so to speak, if you know what I'm
correct,
saying. And there's
correct,
nothing wrong with that. Some people need to do what they got to do, but I don't need to be an audience to that.
correct. And
Did
in
I put
my
her?
opinion,
No, no, Christina. We're not putting words in her mouth. What we're doing, because actions speak louder than words. We're being descriptive. Look it up. Sorry.
And in my opinion, you have to not be at this big age, with all of us over our 40s and 50s,
True.
at this big age, if you don't have the fundamental values of morals, ethics, sympathy,
Mm-hmm.
empathy, like your political views don't flip-flop back and forth like
Nope.
that. And that's with anyone. I'm not even speaking with someone specific. So if it
Facts.
doesn't apply, let it fly.
Amen. Amen.
And if I
Hey,
say in my opinion, I have a right to my opinion.
that's true. You
So
tell them.
you can spend the money on your legal fees, your attorneys, but guess what?
What's
I
that?
have in-house attorneys in my family that
Mm.
I don't have to pay.
Amen.
So let
Amen.
me be clear publicly, because I'm not going to speak to anyone privately.
Mm.
F with me if you want to. You're going to F around and
Thank
find out.
you, Sunrise. Don't let I'm glad you got that off of your chest, so to speak. But like I said, all talk. Trust me.
And
These
trust
folks.
me, it won't cost me 1 cent.
Yeah, yeah. Tell them. I got it. You got it. You figured it out. Thank you. Let that be a lesson to any of you Trump voters out here. Don't be mad at us. Be mad at yourselves. All right. They are the ones that voted for this situation that we're in right now. They put this man in the White House. They're suffering because of him, not us. All right.
Mhm,
All right. Well,
mhm.
thank you, Sunrise. All right.
You're welcome.
All right.
Have a good one,
You
Zeus.
too.
Stay up.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
No lies detected. Yeah, I know these characters on TikTok and I've known them for so long. They're flip flopping because they don't know what to do. These folks are scared, ladies and gentlemen. They are totally out to lunch. All right, moving it along. Welcome, Straight Facts.
What's going on with you, Zeus? How you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing all right, sis. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. And how's the kingdom doing?
We're doing good. Now that you're here too. Wow, what a
I was just. Thank you guys for having me. I truly appreciate you, Zeus, and I appreciate you allowing me to come up on your platform, because that's a privilege.
Yeah,
Okay?
it really is.
It is. It's a privilege. I know, Zeus, you don't want to pat yourself on your back, but I'm going to tell you something. You were almost one of the first ones that I ever watched and said, wow, you know what? I think I want to talk to people like Zeus talks to people and tell the straight facts.
Hey, man.
People be lying.
Yes, you are. Yeah, I remember that. Go ahead. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Folks be out here lying too much for me. Now, just like you said, Denali just came up here. This is the problem that I have.
Go ahead.
Naga, flagger, naga. This is the problem I have.
Denali, listen up.
Y'all know doggone well what we think about liars. You sit up here, because if you lie, you're steal, and if you steal, you're unalive.
Hey, man.
Understand that? So therefore, black people can't stand what?
Liars.
Liar.
Hit them with it.
Okay? He sits up and says, I'm an honest broker, and I keep it real, and I'll make sure and use that voice. You know the voice he uses.
Code switch. He tried to code switch on
right.
your boy. He tried to code switch.
He's so cool and he's so collective. And sat his butt right up here and said that he doesn't like liars. He knows that Trump lies. And then went in to start talking about how much he lies. Does he lie once? Has he lied twice? Has he lied 3 times? I know your big mama told you that that's not the case. We don't care. The first lie, and we call it, your mama called him a bold-faced lie. Y'all remember?
Yep. Tell him. He knows.
A bold-faced lie for y'all, if y'all don't know what it is. It's a lie that we can easily debunk.
Yeah.
It's a lie that I seen you walk in there and get that cookie out that cookie jar, and I told you don't get no more cookies out that cookie jar, and you looked me in my face and said, I didn't get any cookies out the cookie jar.
Right.
That in the black household is called a bold-faced lie, and we cannot stand it.
Nope.
And you, Mr. Denali.
Yeah.
You know you was raised in the blackest of households. So I know doggone well you know better. It's the disingenuous to me. It is the hypocrisy for me. It is the ability to come up on somebody live and tell a bold-faced lie. You see that this country, just like you said, is on its knees right now.
Facts.
You see that the groceries are higher.
That part.
You see that people are having a hard time existing and paying their bills and their mortgage, their rent, and whatever.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
I love home training. You can feel it around you. But instead of you coming up here and telling the truth, that's why we don't mess with y'all. Because instead of you coming up here and telling the truth and not try to harm your community and tell them a lie, another lie.
Amen.
You just sit up and keep on lying and lying and lying and lying. We are sick of it. You know what's going on, Denali. You know what's going on, Janae. You know what's going on, Jamilu. You know what's going on, Stacy. You know what's going on, Osa. You know what's going on, Conservative Lens. Y'all know what the fuck, excuse my language, what the F is going on around here. And the simple fact that y'all continuously try to play in grown folks' face is a problem we have. See, the second thing, Dane, second thing that we have a problem with in the black community is playing in our faces.
Go ahead. Wow.
Let's go ahead and break that down.
Go ahead.
Playing for black people, playing in our faces means you're literally sitting on my lap and you're doing little hand motions and you're laughing and making stupid faces.
Yeah.
That's what y'all doing. I wouldn't allow a child to play in my face.
Me either.
I don't allow grown folks to play in my face. I don't allow the government to play in my face because I am a grown woman.
Let's go. You better act like you know.
You understand me? I'm a grown woman with children that I have to raise and I have to be the role model for, and I have to explain to them what I did to prevent this country from being on its knees like it is now. The piece of racist pieces of you know what? Talking about they don't mind a little bit of racism. You're sitting your warthog ass up here helping them. You are assisting them and holding you down at the bottom of a totem. You know the caste system y'all claim that y'all don't go by. And then next thing you know, the first thing they want to say is, "Well, it's the 13%. Nobody likes y'all."
Yeah.
And then you sit your black butt up here on this panel, and you holler how you are okay with lying, because that's what you just said to us. Donald Trump has lied 38,000,127 times, and he's gonna lie some more.
Yeah.
And if you know that he's lying, and it ain't both sides, and that's another thing. We gotta stop trying to make it like it's both sides, because what it is sane washing. It's making these young people think that this is normal discourse, and it is absolutely not. We have to start actually calling them out and stop messing with them, because at this point you are clicking the request button to do nothing. You don't care about the argument. What you care about is getting up on these panels and irritating me. And the moment that I accept that button, that means that I'm allowing you, I'm giving you carte blanche to irritate me. Stop playing in our faces. We finna cut y'all. Y'all smoke off. Listen.
It's already getting cut off. Trump cutting it off for us.
We don't mind talking to people that generally just does not know. And they just really want answers, and they may be a little bit rebellious with it. They may be asking stupid questions. But y'all old MAGA, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all old MAGA that can see exactly what's going on and people losing their lives in this country. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, continuously giving out this misinformation and coming up on panels and doing it intentionally. Is disgusting. It's disgusting. And you're going to have to answer to your great-grandkids, your grandkids, and whomever else.
Amen.
On the wrong side of history. That's all I have to say, Zeus. I'm going to get on up out of here, Zeus.
Hey, I love it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them straight facts.
Thank y'all for the gift.
A huge round of applause. And she's not lying. You know, you're supposed to give the devil no space. And what we're going to continue to do, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, it's shows like this that I know have been having a major impact right now in getting people to come up out of that cult and realize that Donald Trump is not the right answer to whatever the problems you thought America had. Donald Trump isn't the right answer. That's why it just came out. Hispanic voters, have you heard about it? Hispanic voters are now saying, nope, we're good for the most part, right? I think it swung 58 points. No, it's not. No, it's not, Billy. It's not BS. Billy, do you wake up like this every morning, Billy Buckeye? Do you really wake up like this? Honestly. Seriously. Do you wake up and somehow manage to be worse than you were the day before? It's only been 24 hours. And you've managed to reveal to me that there is no bottom to the amount of ignorance that you're capable of putting on display on social media. It's really sick. W's in the chat for Little Hawk. Of course you can, Shay. Good morning, Shay. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, my friend. How are you?
I am okay so far.
Good. Oh, good. Great show as usual, my friend. Great show as usual.
Thank you.
I just wanted to come up real quick and give an update on attacking. We had an incident go down within our group, our family, and that is there was a misinformation that started to spread that he is gone.
What?
Yes. And it started, I don't know if I want to give all that much detail, but let's just say that there was a video made and somebody misread it and then proceeded to spread the lie that he is gone. And what happened is that caused so much pain yesterday.
What?
Yeah, it was really, really sad. And so what I want to say is that there are some of us that are still in contact with his daughter, thankfully. Found that out yesterday, thankfully. I thought we were cut off due to some really bad behavior by someone. And luckily, we still have contact. He is still with us.
All right. Good.
But as you know, he is towards the end. As you can imagine, he is stage 4 glioblastoma. He is on hospice, 24-hour hospice, because he is in need. I won't go into much detail, but it's just keep him in your prayers, please. But when we know, we will be told. She will update us. So until you hear from someone like Angela or April, even me, maybe Jessica, when we can tell you, we will say that she has updated. We will say his daughter has updated on Attacking the Ignorance #9. Okay, so make sure you're following that account, please. Okay, Attacking the Ignorance 9. He had several accounts. #9 is the one she has access to. #9 is when she will let us know when the time has come. Okay, don't trust anybody. Don't spread it. If someone says it, don't spread it. Sadly, we got misinformation, and some of us, a lot of us had a very hard time yesterday.
Wow.
We know the time is coming, and we understand that, but when it comes, it's going to be really hard. It's already hard for many of us that talk to him daily, right? And we're on his shows daily, and he was in our shows daily, and this is very, very painful for the family, our family. You know what I'm saying? Our TikTok family.
I do. Thank you for bringing that.
And so, please, guys, don't be. And I accidentally, because I thought it came from someone that I trusted, and I was like, oh my gosh. But what happened is she got a note, and she said, oh my God, I got a note that said this, and she dropped her live quickly to go investigate. Well, sadly, people said, hey, this person said he's gone. And I'm like, oh no. And because it was her, I stupidly said, guys, I think he's gone. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we're going to address this better next time. So again, Attacking the Ignorance #9, please. Ask before you say anything, confirm before you say anything. So thank you. I just wanted to say that, and just
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Shay.
Yes.
You.
All right. I love you guys in the kingdom.
We're sending prayers to Attacking, and ladies and gentlemen, please respect his family as much as possible.
Yes, please.
To me, I've been hearing about some of the things that have gone down, and it's definitely caused me to be very concerned about a lot of things. I just think that we got to give the family space, and I get it that we all want to be as helpful as we want sometimes, but sometimes being a little too helpful is problematic too. So please respect the family, and like you said, Shay, don't put out misinformation. It seems like if you want to know anything, there's a chain of folks out here on social media that you can go to, or you can go to his account. Outside of that, leave it alone.
Absolutely.
Outside of that, leave it alone. If you hear something, trust but validate. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah. If you hear it, go to Attacking the Ignorance #9. If there is no update there, do not say anything, please.
Yeah. And I won't say anything personally because I'm not in direct contact with this family like that, but I know folks who are. And I'm sending my regards and prayers on a daily basis. I'm really hoping for the best.
I know.
I know. But it is definitely
a blessing.
Because we fought so many battles together, me and Attacking, and I'm going to continue to fight. All right, on his behalf. Right. He's given me the spirit of Attacking, and so that's what this is about. That's why I keep doing shows, because someone has to do it, and I'm the Rizzler too, right? So
absolutely,
thank you, Shay. All right,
so, absolutely. We got to keep fighting the fight in honor of our friend.
He would want us to.
He would want us to 100%. He would be like, "Don't even fuss over me."
Yeah.
You guys keep fighting the fight. Get them, So in honor of Attacking, we'll keep doing our work and not be. We will not be stopped, no matter what silliness goes on this app and ridiculous behaviors. Just keep focused, everyone. Love you all so much.
All right. Thank you. All right. No lies detected. Thank you, Shay, for that PSA announcement. It's a much needed one. And as a matter of fact, it's a lesson for everybody. Make sure that you're not out here actively spreading misinformation, all right? Especially when it relates to people in their personal life and their privacy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gosh. Look at where we are. Where are we, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. Welcome to the show. The beautiful Jim. How are you?
Good morning.
Good
How
morning.
are you?
I'm doing all right, just tending to the affairs as usual in the kingdom. It's been quite the show, very adventurous to a certain degree. But what do you got for us this morning?
Well, I wanted to point out the fact that your buddy, Mr. Denali, showed himself today really, really well, because not only did we discuss his misinformation, disinformation about sanctuary cities, we talked at lengths about it after he left, which shows that he comes into your space, he blurts out a bunch of misinformation, disinformation, and then he bounces. So that's what they do. They're chaos agents. They create chaos. And I already addressed it yesterday. But for everybody in here, Google it yourself. You'll find it. It's really easy about the sanctuary cities. It'll teach you the meaning of a sanctuary city and the fact that it's limited interaction of city and state with the federal government, because they don't want to harm the people living in their city and state. And they will only assist the federal government if they are actively warranted, actively committing crime, and actively have those warrants issued by a judiciary. So please, for those of you who follow people like Mr. Denali, who just literally light up the room with nothing but bullshit and crap, keep following people like that, because they're going to lead you off a cliff really quick.
Yeah, no one follows him, by the way, but I know.
The next thing I want to address is this constant misinformation that they give you about undocumented people. Can I get the big screen real quick?
Yeah, you sure can. Let's go. To see how easy that is. Wow, boom.
I gotta raise it up. Sorry, let me get a different one. Gonna let me show you my background. But this is the problem with this group of people consistently, is they don't understand what undocumented is. And there's 5 different levels of undocumented in this country. And this is the problem with the Republican Party, is they throw around the word undocumented and expect all of you to be afraid of the other people. The 5 levels, first off, entered the country without inspection. That means they crossed the border illegally, which is a civil matter. Yeah. They didn't report to the CBP. They didn't say, I'm seeking asylum. They didn't do anything. That doesn't make them a criminal. That means they broke a civil law to come into the country. Okay? That's the first group. Now, if those people come across the border without providing any information to CBP, guess what? We don't know the number. So this 11 million number, this 10 million number, this 20 million number that they keep telling Americans to be afraid of, none of that's viable.
Wow.
The number comes from those who have actually turned themselves into CBP at the port of entries, and that goes into the next 4 categories, okay? The next 4 categories is entered with legal status but overstayed their visa, like Melania. Melania did that. Action for childhood arrivals, DACA. Those are the children who came over with their parents and were put into programs of DACA. And those are some of the top-notch students in our country that have gone all the way up through all the years of schooling and have proven to be worthy of being in the United States and receiving the American dream. The next section is currently in the process of legalizing. You know, all the folks that showed up for their court hearings, their court dates, the immigration process, and were arrested illegally, unconstitutionally, per the literal document that rules the United States, the Constitution. So if you don't know that, stop talking about undocumented. And finally, the vulnerable immigrants that come into the country. Those are the ones that are probably coming in as day laborers, coming in to work, and then they're harmed by the community, or they have some type of health crisis, etc. So if you don't understand that, please stop throwing around the term undocumented or illegal, because you don't comprehend that there's multiple stages, which they have to have an ITIN number in order to have the number exist for the Republicans to throw around. In addition to that, I want everybody to remember that the invasion that Trump talked about was something that he created in his mind and had to use footage that wasn't even from this country to make it look like there was an invasion happening. And it never happened. So if you guys really want to do right by your country, stop lying to your countrymen. You can take me off the big screen. Stop lying to the members of the country, and stop pretending like you know anything about undocumented, you know anything about immigration. In addition to that, I want to remind people that it is in their name. ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. They are not allowed to arrest American citizens. They are not allowed to stop and detain American citizens. They are not allowed to frisk American citizens. They are not allowed to stop you from blowing a whistle in the United States of America. They are not allowed to stop you from entering into restaurants, buildings, homes, nothing. It is in their name. Immigration and Customs. Those are the only two things that they are allowed to deal with, are people that they deemed have proof of were illegal. Now, I had this conversation yesterday in my live, and I'm going to repeat it. The original immigration naturalization system literally had nothing to do with the current ICE we have today. The current people that are running ICE are not law enforcement. They don't enforce laws if they're breaking the laws. Real immigration and naturalization officers literally know who they're going after, have the information they need. They failed to show up in court. They actually did commit some crime, and those are the people that they surveil. Oh, what was that word? Surveillance. They have surveillance on that person, and it takes weeks to months to literally sit and find these people. They detain them, and they put them through due process before they deport them out of the country.
Wow.
If you guys don't understand that, you shouldn't be talking about it. And the final note is these violent criminals everybody talks about, right? We only want the worst of the worst. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to literally answer it directly, okay? From the top, just how you feel about what I ask you, okay?
Okay, I'm listening.
So you're out at a club, you're having a good time, and you get attacked by somebody who's in the country, not necessarily illegally, but they're in the country on a visa.
Okay.
Drinking's involved. He brutally assaults you. Puts you in the hospital. Okay.
Oh, this is nasty.
They arrest him.
Yeah.
Witnesses captured on video. They got him and they arrest him.
Yeah.
Do you want him deported?
Me?
Yeah.
That's a good question. If he broke some serious laws, then he gots to go. Yeah.
He gots to go?
Yeah.
Do you want him to be deported, though? Or do you want him to be prosecuted for the assault against you?
Oh, prosecuted first, right? Then they do what they do. Isn't there a little process to it, If they prosecute him, and then it's determined that, you know what? Because you just can't randomly just throw somebody out. They got to actually prove it happened. Because I could have been lying about what happened, Could
have been lying. But in this case, we know it's him. We know he did it. But here's the thing, Zeus.
Yeah.
If you deport the violent offender and send him back to the country he originated from before he serves his time, you will never get justice. Because here's the thing. He will be deported into that country, and they have no obligation to uphold the justice that we in the United States would have held him accountable for. He will be released back into whatever country he came from, and he will make his way right back to the United States.
Right back in. Yeah, we got to close the loop, seriously.
Exactly. So for everybody who does not understand how it works, when there is a violent crime, whether it's, and I am sorry to say her name because this family needs the peace that they deserve, but in the case of Laken Riley, that person was not only let in during the Trump administration, by the way,
I remember.
in 2019, but he also committed a crime. He admitted guilt to the crime, and he was prosecuted. That offender is not being deported. That offender is sitting in our prison system and will never see the light of day. Because if they release him, he will go back to his home country and turn around and come right back into the United States, because that country has no authority under United States law to hold him incarcerated.
Yeah.
This is the boogeyman that they're trying to feed you on a platter. This is what they're trying to tell you, is that we want the violent offenders out of our country. We have violent offenders sitting in our freaking White House right now. We have literally 2 felons at the top helm of our White House. You have Donald Trump and you have RFK Jr. You also have Hegseth, who has signed multiple NDAs with women so that they will stay silent. Those are who you MAGA people elected to serve at the top echelon of your freaking government. You have people that are literally pardoning top criminals, multi-billion dollars, and substances that have been released. So please don't talk about violent criminals when we watch January 6th.
Facts.
Please don't talk about violent criminals when the current administration is literally sitting in a congressional hearing right now trying to justify how they boomed innocent people in boats in international waters. Please miss me with understanding the law, because none of you understand what you're talking about.
Wow.
If we don't hold them incarcerated in our judicial system for the crimes that they commit, they're released back into their countries and they come right back. And you know what they won't do? They won't be presenting themselves to the border patrol to let us know, oh, by the way, this violent criminal wants to seek asylum in the United States. Those are the ones that are coming back across the border, and you don't know that they're right here on U.S. soil.
Jim, thank you. Y'all show Jim some love. That's, I mean, the way you cook and book, Jim. I mean, seriously. Thank you. You go very educational. There's nobody else. I mean, I got a lot of competition, I'm gonna be honest with you, Jim. But the way you just deliver this unadulterated truth, it's so needed. Thank you.
And I want to make sure that we all understand that there are a lot of people on this app that are so desperate to center themselves and to want to be the focal point of every conversation. Oh. If you are hearing something that doesn't sound right, because I unfortunately was live when one of those people came into my live and started sharing misinformation about something that's none of their damn business. I want to make this perfectly clear. I want you all to remember that it's none of your damn business what any one of us goes through in our personal lives unless we share it with you. It's none of your business to share. And if you are going around trying to pollinate misinformation, disinformation, especially harmful information about other people because you are so broken in your own existence, you are the problem. And every single person who hears somebody doing that should be blocking those individuals. If you are lying about need and you are trying to grift money from people, you should be blocked by every person on this app. If you are literally using somebody's health problems or family issues as a talking point in your lives, you should be blocked. And we should hold our own accountable.
Yeah.
And I want everybody to remember this hashtag, Godspeed attacking. That's what you need to be doing. Hashtag Godspeed attacking.
Wow.
Because that means you're doing nothing but wishing him luck and health. And hopefully his family sees that instead of the bullshit we're seeing on this app with people who have grifted, lied, stolen, and then gone into lives to try and talk about the demise of a fellow person who fought for democracy, supported women, education, and the belief in the Constitution. Shame on every last one of you.
Shame on every last one of you. W. Jim. And thank you. Because I heard those things, but I'm not directly involved, so I tend to not speak on it. But from what I've heard, it definitely, I said, this is bad. This is very, very bad. No one should be trying to profit or weaponize off of attacking's situation at all. I don't even want to do it, you know. It's painful to do it sometimes when people say, well, can I come up here and do this and, you know, try to get support, because I've seen it happen so many times on TikTok, and it's something I totally detest. I don't want to be ever linked to anything like that. So I'm glad that you put that out there, Jim. All right, because enough is enough. Let the man, you know, and his family do what they do. They don't deserve any of this. Leave the TikTok stuff on TikTok. And if you need something, you know, there's a right way and a wrong way to go about getting help. All right, but you know, don't try to use somebody that we all love to do it. That's definitely a bad look.
Exactly. And I want everybody to pay attention to what's being said. Start actually listening to what's being said before you jump and go try to pollinate somebody else's live with it. Because this is the danger of the internet, right? Mm-hmm. Misinformation, disinformation, hateful information spreads much faster than good news, facts, and data. And that's what harms our nation. We haven't learned, because we're still doing it in this country. We're still pollinating with pictures that aren't real And when this all comes out in the wash, the truth always comes out. And when the truth comes out, you know, what happens in the dark comes to the light, right?
True. Yep.
And when it comes to the light and you were part of the person who spread the misinformation, disinformation, you have to face that. And I just don't understand how anybody gets off on harming another person with no information, no substance, no reality. In just in the light of what's happened to Renee Good, Keith Porter.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people keep skipping over Keith Porter. But there have been multiple people unalived on U.S. soil, American citizens, that we're not talking about.
Right.
But we sure do have no problem talking about the Lake and Riley case, because they want you to criminalize the other people. They want you to believe that black and brown faces, black and brown bodies are the boogeyman. That's what they want you to believe. When the truth of the matter is, if you don't clean your own house, don't talk about your neighbor's house. If you don't know what you're talking about,
yeah,
the statistics and the data in the federal government and state by state clearly denote that people who are migrants commit far less crime in this country than white males in this country. That's not an opinion, that is a fact.
Yep.
And if you don't understand that and you want to defend it because you're in that white skin and you're embarrassed to tell the truth, the problem lies with you. The problem lies with you. I want the people that are responsible for harming my neighbors to be held accountable. And I want the names of the officers that unalived Alex Pretty, every single one of them, not just the two that fired. I want to know the names of the ones who beat him. I want to know the names of the ones that shoved the woman. I want to know the names of the people who pepper sprayed him. I want the names of every one of those officers. They should be on leave. They should be under full investigation. And I don't want it covered up like the Catholic priests that got moved from rectory to rectory, harming children across this country and across the globe. I want the names, I want the badge numbers, I want their faces, and I want a full investigation of every officer involved. And you should want that too.
Facts.
Thank
You. Ladies and gentlemen. Jim, listen, no lies detected. There's nobody in disagreement with you. I don't know how you do it. I'm actually starting to think you're better than Big Zeus. All right.
No.
Okay. And it's okay. It's okay because my work here is done. My work here.
Let me tell you something. You have a platform that's very, very unique because you draw people from both sides of the aisle. People want to flock here. I look forward. I wake up in the morning. The first thing I do is grab my phone and I go straight to your live. And if you're late, if you're not on by 6:30, I'm sad. So I go get my coffee and I check again.
Yeah.
And I check again and I check again because what you have the ability to do is present this calm fashion. I used to be more calm, but it's harder as a woman on this app. We get attacked for everything from our looks to our age to our clothing to, all the things that are ad hominem. And so I had to get louder. I had to find a way to be heard. And and when I trained people in my job, I had to project confidence and strength in my voice because I was training a lot of men, a lot of officers, right?
See. Yeah.
When you do that, you learn to find your voice. And so I found my voice not only in real life, but I found my voice also on an app. And I'm going to command that people listen to facts and data. You don't have to believe me on TikTok, but what you have to do is believe the facts and the data. And so if I can come on to a live, especially a live like yours, that's commanded by somebody with the ability to pull people from both sides, then I'm going to come on a live and I'm going to share facts and data. And I'm going to tell you, don't believe me. Go research it yourself. Go find the information yourself. But if I can educate even one person a day, that makes them pull up the research, that makes them go find out about undocumented people, that makes them understand how the system works, that when you parole after a crime, then you're going to be deported if you committed a crime and you were an immigrant. I'm perfectly okay with that. I actually know how the system works. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
But if you don't know that stuff and you're jumping around promoting misinformation, my job every single day is to come into Zeus's live and go, I heard this and I heard this and I heard this. All of that is wrong.
And she's awesome. You're awesome. A lot of you are awesome. And that's why I enjoy doing this show, really. And thank you, Jim. Those are some very kind words. And I'm glad you said it. You found your voice. And it's been an awesome experience watching you do it and being a part of it. You know, a lot of people, they don't like it when they hear you talk, you know, why do you bring Jim up? And I said, no, you have to listen, especially us men. You know, we tend to, you know, if I were talking to you years ago, I'll be honest with you, it would have been very difficult for me to listen to, you know, a woman like yourself saying what you're saying without getting triggered. But you all have done an outstanding job helping me to honestly grow, and that's how I can remain so calm, because you're right, you know, and it doesn't matter who's saying it, you're right. It doesn't matter what you are, you're right. And I said, oh, this is an opportunity for me to show other, and especially the blagger species, how to actually behave themselves in spaces like this, because this is an opportunity they would never get, because they're so lost, they're so broken. A lot of these men, they're so lost and broken, and they don't have a good network of women that genuinely are holding them accountable and helping them to become better. Honestly, Jim. So you're one of many, but very few. Thank you, honestly. All right.
Thank you. And I just want to say, this is the thing. I do another live that focuses on grief right now. For those of you who have been there, I have a much softer side. I do. The problem is if I come up with this voice, my normal speaking voice, right? Oh. And I don't command, I get talked over, I get disrespected, I get interrupted. So that's why women have to find a higher octave. That's why we have to find a way to project our voice and our thoughts outward. Because if we don't have bass in our voice, because I can do that too, I can lower my voice, right? I've learned how to do that. You have to learn. Yeah. I have the softer side. I am a mother. I am a daughter. I am a sister. I am a friend. I'm a girly girl. I wear dresses, you know. I wear makeup. I wear perfume. I wear jewelry. I'm a girly girl.
What's a woman?
But I've learned in my career, and I've learned in the world that can't be what I show everybody, because those who will manipulate, who will harm, the patriarchy will try to step on. And you're going to find out women are built very differently than men. You think you're getting over on us, but we're going to find a way. And when we do, we're going to take you out at the knees. So be very clear. I watched my mom for many years be abused by an abusive father. And when I tell you, no man was ever going to do that to me ever in my existence. Yeah. And when we learn from our ancestors, we become better for our daughters.
Amen.
I love you.
All
Take
right.
care.
Love you too, ladies and gentlemen. That's the beautiful Jim. I mean, these conversations, honestly, are amazing, and I really do appreciate it. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, that's the beautiful Jim. All right, no lies detected. Wow, look at that. Time flies when you're having fun. But Jim is right. I really do, because I don't have the luxury of, honestly, if I could be on TikTok for hours and hours, ladies and gentlemen, I'd probably be one of the top tier creators, right? But I just decided early on, we're going to get in, do the show, and then get out, and hopefully, if something I'm doing helps inspire someone else, that's what it's about, because we got to save this great country of ours. So thank you, Jim. And I do encourage everyone, especially the women out there, don't be afraid to find your voice. You have allies out here. You know, I try my best. I don't always get it right, but I'm genuinely open to understanding something that I didn't know before. You know, I realize I can learn a lot. You're never too old to learn, so to speak. And so when we get amazing folks like Jim coming up here, but there's, you know, Shay and Straight Facts, you know, just the list goes on and on. If I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean anything. I don't care. It's just I'm thinking so fast. But you get it. We get out here, we cook, and we book, and we just do an amazing job. Takesha, yeah, you know all of them, right? Dr. Keisha, all of these amazing, wonderful, beautiful women out here who are just doing God's work. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Move it along. All right, let me bring up my good friend Nutty. Welcome. How you doing, brother?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing okay. You know, it's an incredible show. Honestly, I feel good.
So, Denali.
I knew it. I knew you was gonna do him. I knew you was gonna get him.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
He was telling you about this story, non-story. about a friend, but all of a sudden he brought this friend up. But he said, what did he say? Do you remember what he said? I'm going to respect his decision. He didn't say he didn't want me to talk about it, but his family implied they didn't really want me talking about it. So if they didn't want you talking about it, Denali, then why did you bring it up? Why did you bring it up?
Answer us, Denali.
So if you know that you're not supposed to be talking about a certain issue or a certain person, why bring them up and then leave everyone with a cliffhanger and say, oh, they don't want me to talk about it? Jim is correct.
Yeah.
You come in to spread bullshit and you bounce.
Wow.
Mama Zeus, get me. I'll take that gladly.
Yeah.
I'll take that one.
Yeah.
And then you bounce.
Yeah.
But that's what's wrong with Blaga. Because they will never answer your question. They will never answer why is it that U.S. citizens, that American citizens are suffering under this regime.
Yeah.
Why is it that we still haven't seen real gas prices that are $1.80 a gallon? Why is it? Can you answer that?
Yeah.
Can you answer why? Answers. Can you answer why year over year grocery prices are up by overall about 20%?
Yeah.
Year over year.
Yeah.
Can you answer the basic fundamental things about life in this country for not just the rich, but for all Americans?
Yeah. Yeah.
We've seen an increase on everything.
That part.
So, Zeus, one of the things you keep saying almost on a daily basis that we still haven't got an answer to is why is it that our utility bills have not gone down?
It's supposed to be cut in half.
So my
50%.
utility bills for December. Now, granted, I'm a little different. I'm cut different.
Yeah.
I put up a lot of stuff for Christmas.
I saw those Christmas trees. I saw those. I was gonna get on you about them Christmas lights.
I put up a lot of stuff for Christmas and outdoors.
Yeah.
So my electric bill was about $1,200. All right, and that's with LED. That's with LED. But you know what? But here's the deal, Zeus. Here's the deal, Zeus. As much as I complained about paying that electric bill, you know what I had the blessings of being able to do? Pay it.
You didn't call them up and ask to get on a payment plan or something, bro?
No. Because I was fortunate and blessed enough to have the money and the resources. And I say that because not everyone is in the same position that I'm in.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
But see, here's the thing, Zeus. If it were not for the fact that I did what I did, this is called accountability.
Okay.
If it were not for that effect, my electric bill wouldn't have been $1,200, brother. Now, granted, it still would have been expensive. It still would have been about $6. It would have been half that. $6 is still a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's not 12. I mean, if Trump would have delivered, it should have been only $600.
That's correct. That's correct. So why is it that our bills aren't cut in half? Didn't he campaign on this?
Yep.
Didn't he promise the American people, if you put me back in the White House, this is what we're going to do? The only campaign promise that he has kept thus far is that he said this was going to be an administration of retribution. And he's been 100% on that.
Facts.
It's been a regime of retribution.
Wow. He's not lying, ladies and gentlemen.
So, Denali, this is what I have to say to you. Typically, I would always give you the command to go kick rocks with your shoes off. I don't want you to kick rocks, brother. I want you to swallow the damn rocks.
Ooh.
And choke on them.
Ooh.
That's what I want you to do.
Ooh.
Because you can get up in here with a calm voice and say, brother, you ain't no brother. You ain't. See, listen, Kendrick said it best. They ain't like us, man.
Facts.
Like, I have never been, Zeus, I have never been a Kendrick fan. I am a fan. I'm a huge fan now.
Yeah. I get it. Because
they
you
have
see
turned
what they
me
are.
into a fan.
Yeah, you see what they are. He got up here with that code switching voice and lied. And then he asked probably the most epic question that I've heard a MAGA ask. How many lies does it take to be a liar? You heard that question? You heard that?
Yeah.
That's somebody that you know how you get to that kind. That means he saw Donald Trump's, the article out there. Donald Trump lied over 30,000 times, and he knew the right thing was to say, "Oh, I can't get down with the person that does that." But he went on and did what he did throughout the day, and then he had a moment. And Devil tapped him on the shoulder. Denali.
Hey, Zeus.
How many
Zeus.
lies does it take to be a liar? Come on, it's not really that bad. And he literally said, "That's what it is."
I had my earpiece on.
Yeah.
And I had just wrapped up my class.
Mm-hmm.
I had my earpiece on. I still had students in the room, and had my earpiece on listening. And I had took right when he said that. I had took a sip of coffee, and I literally spit it out. Yeah. I literally spit it out because I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, did that MFer just say that?
Yeah. I mean, and when he said that, right, I thought about it, and I say his spouse cheated on him. Right?
Yeah, I heard you.
And she lied. I didn't throw that out there because I knew that would have just shattered his whole manhood. But, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, he doesn't give this same opportunity if his spouse cheats on him, his wife cheats on him, and you found out she was lying, and she goes, "Oh, it was just one lie. It was not that big." He would not do that. He'd literally crash out over one lie. But it's okay. It's okay when this orange orangutan does it to him. He takes.
So I'm moving on from that idiot. He's a waste of space and oxygen. No. So 18 USC 351. So that's very important as to what I'm about to say. Mm-hmm. So I just put that in the comments. You all screenshot that and go look it up for yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
So on yesterday, Congresswoman Illian Omar was doing a town hall.
Yeah.
Which our representatives should be doing.
Yeah.
That's how they hear from the voters, right?
Right.
And this deranged MAGA demon jumped up and ran up to her, scared the living daylights out of her.
This guy right there.
And he squirted something on her. Some substance that I don't know if they said
demon fluid.
Yeah, I don't know if they said what it was.
Mm-hmm. It's
squirted something fluid on her. So that U.S. statute that I just gave y'all, 18 USC 351.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if Pam Bondi is going to prosecute him under that U.S. statute. That U.S. statute protects members of Congress or any elected official from harm, from danger, from being attacked.
Yeah.
It carries a penalty depending on how severe the attack was. It carries a penalty of up to 30 years in prison.
Mm.
Now, the substance that he squirted on her, again, I don't know. I haven't heard if they figure out what it was, but you saw her staff members trying to get her to stop the town hall and go find out what it was. And she said, no, she said, I'm not going to let that motherfucker stop us. Those were her words. I appreciate her.
Yeah.
I wish she had have gotten checked out, of course.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard anything to the negative, so I hope she's okay. But I appreciate her. It takes a true patriot. And yes, I'm calling an immigrant a patriot.
Yeah.
It takes a true patriot to do what... DJ, shut the hell up. Did you see what he just wrote?
Yeah, DJ has to agree that Butler was staged.
Because Donald Trump put that out on... He put that out on live social. He put that out. Now they're parroting exactly what Donald Trump wrote.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna say that was staged, DJ, then please give me the antidote for miracle ear. Please give it to me, because I've never seen an ear grow back without a miraculous healing from Jesus, that he did on Peter. But I ain't never seen that in real life, right?
Yeah.
And see, Dr. Keisha comes up here. She's a pathologist. And something tells me that Dr. Keisha would say, bullshit. Something tells me she would say that. A real medical doctor, DJ. So anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
MAGA is now saying that it was holy water. Even if it were holy water, Zeus, it's still assault. Because Representative Omar is a Muslim.
This is too many lies. This is
Representative. Let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say it was holy water. Now, to us, holy water, it's not a bad thing, right?
It ain't a bad thing, but you got.
But she doesn't believe what we believe in.
Oh God.
She does not believe what we believe in. She has that First Amendment right.
Wow.
Freedom from religion.
Wow. Freedom
to practice whatever religion she wants to practice. Can I get an amen, church?
Amen.
She is a Muslim. And so if somebody sprays holy water, let's just say you're right. If somebody sprays holy water against a Muslim's will and spray it on them, it's assault.
Yeah, it's assault.
Even if you were spraying it on another Christian, guess what? It's still assault.
Yeah.
Because you're doing something to someone that they didn't authorize.
That part.
So I want to see if Pam Scam Bondi is going to prosecute this man under the DOJ, under 18 USC 351.
Yeah.
And that goes for Maxwell Frost too, because he was punched in the nose.
Oh, by a MAGA demon too, yeah.
Representative Frost out of Florida.
All this violence coming from the right, it's mind-blowing. They're unaliving Americans in the street of America. They're attacking members of Congress, but yet they'll come onto my show and cry, woe is me.
Listen.
These folks are a bunch of demons. This is evil.
I appreciate the time. I appreciate the platform. I'm not going to go and belabor the point, but yesterday was a bad day with rumors. So please, everything that everyone has echoed, please take it to heart, because you do real harm when you spread lies.
That part.
And the last thing that I'm going to say, Zeus, if we cannot be hypocrites. When I say we, I'm talking the people on our side. We can't be hypocrites. We can't continue calling out MAGA for being hypocrites and not call out our own.
True.
We cannot be hypocrites. And yesterday was started from our own. It wasn't started from MAGA.
This
it
really
wasn't started from
yesterday.
MAGA. And see, if it wasn't for the fact that I know you don't want me name dropping on your platform, I actually might just go live just to name drop, because I'm pissed off about it.
Well, if you go live, we'll go live and do that. But yeah, I agree.
I'm pissed off about it.
What I'm hearing is it went down yesterday on these TikTok streets, is what you're saying. Because I did not know there was more to what I had already heard about. But wow.
Oh yeah, so there's more.
They said, please do it, Nutty. They said, please
there's more. There's more.
Well, let's get to the bottom of it, champ. All right, go live. I want to go ahead and get to the bottom of it, too, so that we don't have these kind of problems again, okay? So that but we run a show over here, and I think the energy has been put out there that you can't come onto Zeus's platform, or any of our platforms, really, and think that you can do things that are unethical and it not be addressed. It's a bad idea.
But if we're going to hold MAGA to a higher standard, we got to hold ourselves to the highest standard.
You see that, MAGA? You see that, MAGA? So there you go.
I refuse to be a hypocrite. I refuse to be a hypocrite. Yeah. I refuse. That is the worst thing you can be, as a hypocrite.
Fair enough.
Don't preach at me, and then I go out and do the same thing that I'm preaching at you about.
Yeah.
With that being said, have a good day, Zeus.
All right. W's in the chat, Nutty. Thank you for keeping it clean on the show. All right, ladies and gentlemen. What a show, but honestly, the time came and Big Zeus has to get up out of here. It's it's well past my time. I'm so sorry I didn't get to talk to all of you, but I see you, Dr. Keisha, and I see you, Dr. Lex. By the way, Dr. Lex and Dr. Keisha, come on back tomorrow, all right? We'll get it in there. I'm so sorry, but I do got to run. I want to give thank you, W's in the chat. Tara, thank you so much. I want to give a special thank you to all of the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Without you, this show wouldn't be what it is. Entertaining, engaging, and very, very educational. I know our schedules I think it's our schedules, Doc. I'm serious, all right? And then, some of your mutuals, they get up here, and they're long-winded. You got to tell, Doc, please, if you can, prescribe something for us. Could you prescribe something for our long-winded mutuals, all right? You're flying to the Grammys? Wow, Dr. Lex, all right? Well, good luck, all right? And put a good word in for Big Zeus, Dr. Lex, all right? Because I should be there, too. All right, but honestly, if I didn't have to go, I'd bring both of you up and then we do what we do. But I got to get up out of here. All right, and all right, and then you always give me 2 minutes. All right. You know, with some men, Dr. Keisha, I'm just saying 2 minutes. That's all they need. But I'm not one of those guys. So please, Doc, come on now. Don't do that to me now. I mean, but could you seriously prescribe something to these people so they don't go and get long-winded? Because there has to be something going on out there. But you can go ahead. Nutty's a 2-minute type of guy. Big Zeus, absolutely not. And Nutty knows that, and he's ugly, by the way. And I said it, all right? And you know what, Nutty? You're right. We got to start holding our own accountable. It just popped into my mind. When you get on my show and you lie about being the most handsome, yeah. I think I'll start a live about that. I think I'll start a live about that. So when you get done with your live, Nutty, since we're starting to turn a new leaf, so to speak, I'll start a live about that. I'm not going to really get on you, Dr. Lex, because you don't really say it. But when you turn your camera on, I mean, if we're talking about holding one another accountable, it's the camera with you, Dr. Lex. All right. But and so if you guys really want to do this, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. I'll simply say, I know what you're doing, and stop it. And it better stop, or there's going to be some very difficult conversations that we're going to have amongst ourselves in the kingdom. Because honestly, I don't like treason. I don't like, and I say it to MAGA, and I gotta say it to you. So yeah, I'm okay with it. All right. So that's a huge W. That's a huge W, Zeus. Am I right, Ange? Thank you. Someone said something. Stop being jealous, Zeus. May, please, May. Come on now. Me jealous? Jealousy is a sign of weakness. It's not that it's about me being jealous, ma'am. No, I can't have misinformation, and I can't have people falling for these brothers out here. You know what I'm saying? These are some bad dudes, and I wouldn't be doing my job, honestly. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't caution all of you that these are some bad dudes, only in the sense that they will lie about things like how handsome they are. They turn their cameras on, thirst trap you. You don't want to be around any of that, all right? So that's a huge WZ. All right, seriously. Thank you to all of the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Because without you, this show wouldn't be what it is, entertaining and engaging and educational. But on a serious note, I got to give one last round of booze and shame. Dr. Lex, you didn't say anything, but a picture is worth 1,000 words. And like I said, if you just practice keeping the camera off when you come onto this platform, because things would actually go a lot smoother for you, all right? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I got to give one last round of, you guessed it, booze and shame. And this goes out to all the Zeus haters out there. And they know exactly who they are, especially you, DJ. Especially you, Trash Bait, Tiny Tink Tuck Tim Tom, and now Denali. Denali, I don't even know where you came from. But you all are just simply the worst of the worst, in my opinion. I got to give you one last round of it. Godspeed attacking, yes. Look into it. I gotta go look into it.
Silence, you MAGA Damon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe in those TikTok streets. Sean, relax, please. Don't get on me. Get on yourself.
What about bud? Yeah. What about bud? What about bud? Hold on, election. Bring the votes, yeah, tonight. Yeah, that ain't right. Borders wide open, let them feel it. Millions plus some drums going. Where we begin. What about Biden? Gas price sky, inflation wide. Economy dying, can't feed your child. What about Biden? Let's go. That much left from behind. 13 soldiers gone. Joe acting blind.
What about Biden, ladies and gentlemen?
What about Biden? Yeah. What about Biden? What about Biden? Joe cognitive decline. Everybody knows stumbling words can't finish a sentence. Pumping on strings, who pulling the leverage on his laptop? Bullets and deals, trying to cash flow, many conceal. Family getting paid, influence better while we out here struggling, pockets unsettled. Weaponized dude, JFBI raised. Mar-a-Lago storm, 100 gets paid. January 6th, off on the streets, defund the police. Chaos
What about Biden? Yeah, that ain't right. What about Biden?
Borders wide open, land of flooded. Millions crossing, drugs pouring, where we begin.
What about Biden?
Gas prices high, inflation high. Economy dying, can't feed your child.
What about Biden?
In Afghanistan, that's left on behind. 13 soldiers gone, Joe acting blind. What about Biden?
What about Biden? Release the Epstein files.
What about
Biden? Yeah. Sing it. Yeah. What about Biden? What about him? Yeah. What about him? Sing it, ladies and gentlemen. 13 soldiers gone. Joe acting blind. What about Biden? Thank you. What about Ian? You can go find the song. Just type in 3 Crossing, and it'll be right there, and wherever you get your music. All right, I'm out of here.